Company!
Where is that kid?
Joey, find Luke!
Dang it.
Aren't you a little short for a stormtrooper?
Huh? Oh, the uniform. Look, your worshipfulness. I'm 6'2". Who are you accustomed to being around anyway? Wookiees?
I can't believe you.
What?
They wanted to know how we met, the true story of how we met.
But this story is much better. And they were buying it until you stopped me.
Look, they deserve to know the truth, so how about we try that?
All right, the truth. And since my guess was a little off on the weight, everything started to crash around me. I grabbed her and ran off through the cave. Things didn't get any better when the boulder appeared.
Okay. Enough.
What?
You've had 2 attempts at this and failed miserably, so I'm taking over. Oh, and by the way, how heavy do you think I am? If you felt the need to use a movie to tell the story of us, why don't you use a romantic story like Ella Enchanted?
If I started telling the story of Ella Enchanted, I'd put myself to sleep. Of course, me sleeping would be more entertaining than actually hearing the story of Ella Enchanted.
Okay, for real this time. To really understand the story of us getting together, you need to know a little bit about where we came from.
I'm 21! Woo! Time to date a lot.
Woo-hoo, I'm 30. Better start dating more before I die.
Because of this, we each had kind of this reputation of dating a lot. Everyone thought I just had fun dating, and Rick would never settle down. He was married before, but that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, that was a lot more like the movie Misery with Kathy Bates. You see, I was in this car accident and...
Cut it out.
What? All right, fine, go on.
Anyways, back in 2005,
I came to Kansas City to visit my cousin. She set up for me to go out with her husband and his friends, one of which was Rick.
But I wasn't supposed to go.
I was told to stay away from Rick, and Rick was told to stay away from me, which really wasn't the best plan to keep us apart.
Don't tell me what I can't do. You know, Locke from Lost. Don't tell me what I... All right, never mind. So, I had to see her. I actually really wasn't interested anyway, since I was dating someone else. So Kassie came over to my place at Soho South Lofts, where we met for the first time. The end.
No. You can't just end like that.
They wanted to know how we met. That's how we met.
The story continues. We all went to the casino to eat, drink, and gamble. Rick and I stayed out and had fun until really, really late for a school night. He then drove me back to my cousin's house.
I wanted her number, so before I dropped her off, I acted like I lost my phone and needed her to call it. Bam! Got her number. This is me smiling.
So he started texting me, and we kept in touch. I was really interested in him, but I didn't say anything. Rick wrote this script. Bam! That is all.
I remember that picture. That's the first picture I ever gave you of me. Whatever happened to that?
I lost it. Don't worry, your hair wasn't that good anyway.
Anyways, we tried the long distance for a while. He was really sweet with his surprises. On Valentine's Day, he came up wearing a suit from the 40s and brought me a dress from the 40s for a romantic Valentine's Day dinner. He came to visit me a lot. One time he came up to meet my friends. One time when he visited, he tried to break up with me. This is not me smiling.
I think we should break up.
No.
Okay.
You see, This punk here usually stopped dating girls around the 3 to 4 month mark. I didn't let him break up with me, though. It got real. Guys don't break up with me, and I wasn't done with him yet.
I was so shocked that she said no. That's never happened before, so I figured, let's see where this goes. She also came to visit me a bunch of times in Kansas City. One time, she got to meet my friends Brad and Ebeth.
You see, Brad and Ebeth were used to me dating a lot and were just thrilled to meet yet another girl. And this is Kassie.
She'll be gone in a week.
Nice to meet you, Kathy.
I met Brad and Ebeth through my friend and neighbor Phil.
Love Phil.
Phil used to be my neighbor at my old loft in Kansas City. I only met him because my toilet overflowed and I needed a plunger.
I loved hanging with Phil. His laugh was infectious, and I loved that I could just be myself around him. He was the most real person I knew. He had no problems telling it like it was, and he held nothing back.
Yeah, he had no problem telling you that you were a pain in the butt sometimes.
Shut up. Well, I guess that's true. I can't argue that.
Oh, and you still owe us money, Phil. But, yeah, we'll let it slide. Miss you, man. Wish you were here. You would have loved this.
When we met each other's parents, things were much easier for you.
Your parents were very sweet.
Mom, Dad, this is Kassie.
Nice to meet you, Kassie. We already love you.
Wow, you're much better than the last one he brought here.
Who was the last one you brought here?
I don't remember. Do you like the Oak Ridge Boys?
Who are the Oak Ridge Boys?
Elvira, my heart's on fire for Elvira.
Yeah, you had it easy. When I met your parents, it was much tougher. You see, they had already heard that I dated a lot and would never settle down.
Hi, Kassie. Who's this?
Mom, Dad, this is Rick.
It's cold outside. Come on in, Kassie.
It wasn't like that at all. They really liked you.
Okay, maybe it wasn't exactly like that.
Anyways, I decided that I wanted to move to Kansas City to see where things went with Rick.
What are you doing?
They always sing in puppet movies.
She got her own, puppet?
Apartment?
She got her own apartment and actually lived in 2 different rat holes for a while.
Also, during all this, I got to meet some of Rick's friends, and they all liked me better than they liked him.
That's not saying much.
Kassie, this is Bill and Shelley. Guys, this is Kassie.
Marry her.
She just moved to Kansas City, you know.
Marry her.
You want to get a drink?
Yes.
Marry her, marry her, marry her, marry her, marry her.
Yeah, she wasn't the only one pressing. My Aunt Margie.
Rick asked the girl to marry you.
My parents.
When are you going to marry her?
Aw, that's because they loved me.
Yeah, that or they had a bet going. Who knows?
Anyways, around Valentine's Day 2009, Rick asked for me to move in with him to the loft. Yay!
Yep, after 3 years together, the honeymoon phase was over. Time to get real.
You know, we really should get to know the neighbors here.
No, we shouldn't.
Come on, you've lived here almost 3 years and you barely know anyone.
I know, it's great, right?
We should get to know the people here.
Fine. And did you like everyone you met in the building?
Sure, I like them all. But some I like a lot more than others. Didn't you meet people you liked?
A few, yes. But wanting to meet others wasn't the biggest change you made when you moved in. You painted the walls, some more than 3 times, with the same color.
It wasn't the same color.
What color did you start with?
Green.
And what color is it now?
Green, but it's a different shade.
Added artwork, drapes, etc. And one fetish of yours I'll never understand.
Whee!
What is it with you and pillows? I mean, why are there never enough pillows?
Anyways, we made it through these transitions just fine, and we were growing as a couple with pillows. Pillows! Pillows!
Are you married yet?
Ah, yes, marriage. Was I going to marry her? I didn't know yet. I swore to myself I would never get married again unless I was absolutely sure.
He wasn't going to take the next step without being sure. But it was taking him forever. Forever. So long. Seriously, ladies. 9 years. 9.
After we had lived together for a while, I started with a pros and cons list about whether I should marry her or not.
Yeah, right. Nothing on the cons list, huh?
Nope, there were absolutely no cons at all.
Let me see that list.
My penguin ate it.
You don't own a penguin.
I could own a penguin.
But you don't own a penguin.
I have a con for you.
He has a weird obsession with penguins.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
He can't stop playing Angry Birds. Did you even hear what I said?
Yeah, I heard you. You said I have a penguin fetish, which isn't true. Thanks, Pangles. That felt good.
Is that penguin alive or what? I'm confused.
If we are mentioning some cons here, I can think of a couple. Kassie is the biggest klutz in the world.
Wah! Whoa! Ah,
That's really all I can think of. See, no cons.
I have one more.
His brutally honest answers. Be careful what you ask him.
Does this make me look fat?
Yep. If you don't want the real answers, don't ask the question. Now, as I was saying, there were a bunch of positives. For instance, Kassie loves good 80s action movies.
Go, Axel. Show those Beverly Hill cops how to be a real cop.
And she knows the names of the KU basketball players.
Go, Tyshawn. Show those Mizzou players how to be a real basketball player.
Speaking of KU basketball games, a pro for Rick is how calm he is during the games.
Come on, guys, what the are you doing? We are in pros now. Try to keep up.
This is me smiling.
Cassie's cooking skills have greatly improved over the years. Of course, when you start as low as she did, that wasn't too hard.
Is this peanut butter?
One thing is for sure, we travel well together.
We've been to New York, San Francisco, Colorado, Yellowstone, Chicago, Oregon, Jamaica, Atlanta, Las Vegas, Minnesota, and Hoth.
In 2011, I started really thinking about if I wanted to get married again or not, and if Kassie was the one. I didn't tell her, of course, that I was thinking about it. I was leaning towards it, but it wasn't until Memorial Day 2011 that I knew for sure.
Kassie was very interested in my family's history. She wanted to know everything she could about me and about my family. After being together for almost 6 years, this was not faked. This was it. I knew she was the one I wanted to be with. It finally hit me. This was me smiling.
So I knew I wanted to marry Kassie. It was time to figure out how I would do the proposal. There were a lot of secrets and strategy put into the planning, but I won't bore you with all that.
Thanks.
I wasn't talking to you.
Are you married yet?
I had always thought if I did end up marrying her, it would be cool to propose in the Central Park Zoo. I told her we were going to go someplace special for her birthday, but I wouldn't say where.
After I took him to a Braves game in Atlanta for his birthday, the year before, he told me that he wanted to make my birthday special the next year to pay me back. So I was expecting something good, but not what happened.
So we made it to the airport, and the guy checked us in. He said we were going to go to Chicago and then on to New York.
Woo! I was so excited, but I didn't want to show everyone that I didn't know where we were going, so they didn't think I was being kidnapped.
Which you were.
Yes, I was. So we got to New York and grabbed our luggage, and then this man shows up and offers to take our luggage for us.
Yeah, I chased that guy down and got our luggage back, though.
Ha ha. He took us to our car that Rick had set up. He left us with our luggage as he brought the car around. It was a limo. I couldn't believe it. It felt like a fairy tale already. Whatever happened next, I was already happy for the whole weekend.
If the limo already made her reach her high expectations, I knew the rest would kill her.
We drove by the New York Public Library, and I wanted to take a picture of it, but the car was too fast. No big deal, though, because our hotel turned out to be just a couple blocks away.
We stayed at the Library Hotel, where the floors were marked by the Dewey Decimal System, and each room had a unique theme with books inside corresponding to it.
The concierge took us to a room where there were rose petals, chocolates, wine, 24 roses, etc.
Okay, so here came the first step. When Kassie went to check out the bathroom, I took out a book I had hidden in the luggage. It was Love in the Time of Cholera. I bought the same version of the book that was in the movie Serendipity. In the movie, they agree, kind of, that if they were meant to be together, they would each find a sign from the other. He would find this exact book with her name and number on it, and she would find a $5 bill that he wrote his name and number on. So I took the book and hid a $5 bill in it with my name and number on it, then put the book on the shelf with the other books already there.
When I came out, we started looking through the books together, and I noticed Love in the Time of Cholera. We then had to leave because we had tickets for something. I had no idea what it was.
The rest of the day was just a fun and relaxing one. I took her to see the Harry Potter exhibit, and then we went to a nice pub and had a calm evening. Had to rest for tomorrow.
Yeah, I had no idea what I was in store for tomorrow.
This is me smiling.
Are you about ready to go?
We headed out for a walk. We went by Central Park Zoo, and she really wanted to go, but we had a schedule to keep.
Will we have time later?
I don't know. We'll see.
We continued on to the giant fountain around the center of Central Park and took a bunch of pictures before heading back south. We walked by Central Park Zoo again, and I let her convince me to go inside. Okay, this was it. The ring was in my pocket, and I had to find the right spot.
I was just happy being at the zoo. I love the zoo.
Yeah, I should have just stopped when I was ahead. Or not. I took out my cell phone and started recording video. And we sat down on a bench between the sea lions and the penguins. It was private enough and looked like the perfect spot.
Then came the lines from Rocky.
Yeah, I wanted to see the lines from Rocky 2 when Rocky proposed to Adrian.
The difference was that when Rocky asked Adrian what she was doing for the next 40 or 50 years, Adrian just said, "What do you mean?" You know, nice and short. I wasn't proposing to Adrian, though. I was proposing to Kassie. So what do you think you're doing for the next 40 or 50 years?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna do...
I'm sorry. I can't do that.
Okay, that's good. I was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me very much.
What?
Wondered if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much.
No, I wouldn't.
She did say yes later.
Then we celebrated. Went to see Rent, had drinks. Squirrel! Went to a nice dinner and had a blast.
Yeah, if you want the whole story, then check out this book I made that summarizes the whole event.
Nobody knew we were engaged, and nobody would know until we got home. Both sets of parents found out first, and then the story spread.
Hey guys, our trip was great. We went to New York and... The story took a little while to say, but at the end... Oh yeah, and Rick proposed too!
We needed to find someone to marry us, and I knew the perfect person. The question was, could I get him?
I know why you are here.
Well, we did call you on the way over and say it had something to do with marrying us.
Silence! I've married many people before, and I am the best. You think the two of you can just come here and offer nothing in return and I will marry the two of you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear on that. I'll marry the two of you.
Originally, we planned to get married in the downtown Kansas City library with a reception someplace near.
But that plan changed for many reasons after a quick impromptu trip out to the Oregon coast.
We thought a small wedding with the close friends and family in one of our favorite locations would be perfect.
So then the planning began for the Oregon coast wedding.
It's been a long engagement and an even longer relationship. After dating for almost 9 years and engaged for 3, I bet some people never thought this day would come. But here we are today.
It's good timing too, since we have to head to the airport soon to finally get married. This is me smiling. Ha.
Yeah, we need to get going, but I really hope you've enjoyed the story. And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
Don't look so excited to finally know the story.
It's been a fun journey, and I want you to know I've loved every minute of it. I love you so much, I want to spend the rest of my life with you.
Are you ready yet?
I'm ready. was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me too much.
What?
I was wondering if you wouldn't mind marrying me very much.
No, I wouldn't. Oh my god. Are you proposing to me? Yes.